And we're back for the second hour of the Texas Internet Radio Chart Top 20 Countdown. And coming in at the number 10 spot this week, up 2 from last week, Jody Booth and Tracy Byrd with Lonesome, Ornery, and Me.
Greyhound bus, I was traveling this morning. I'm going to Shreveport, down to New Orleans. I've been traveling these highways, I've been doing things my way, but it's beginning to make me lonesome on reading me. Her hair was jet black and her name was Codeine. Thought she was a cream of the Basin Street queen. Well, she got tired of that smoky wine dream. Begin to feel lonesome, ornery and me. Now we got together and we cashed in our sweets. Lord, we gave them to a beggar. There's no escaping all the smoky wine dreams. Now he was born feeling lonesome, ornery and me. Turn so slow. You know I said me a little prayer, sent it off to the Lord of my soul. I pray, sweet Lord, won't you do right by me? We're so tired of feeling lonesome, ornery and me. So damn tired of feeling lonesome, ornery and me. You think old Waylon would be proud of us, Jody? I think he would.
Jumping up 10 spots this week to the number 9 position is Hill Country Revival with Silver Fox.
That silver fox sneaks up on me like a whiskey in my drink. She's getting a little more impatient with every song I sing. She's licking her lips, she's taking a sip before I become her prey. Oh, I should've just walked away. Well, that's the night a fox broke in, tore my world apart. my heart. And you'd have thought I'd learned my lesson by the shape that I was in. Well, I followed close behind and she looked back with a grin. We were fighting and licking our wounds. It's not turning the day. Oh, I should've just walked away. Well, that's the night a fox broke in, tore my world apart. That's the night a fox broke in and got away with my heart. Should've just walked away. Should've just walked away. Should've just walked away. Well, that's the night a fox broke in, tore my world apart. That's the night a fox broke in and got away with my heart. That's the night a fox broke in, tore my world apart. That's the night a fox broke in, got away with my heart.
Our number 8 song this week was our former number 1, Randall King with Hey Cowgirl.
Hey cowgirl, with your hat down low, ribbons on, pretty hair blowing in the wind. Oh, where you been and where are you going? Well, I bet you got your radio on and you've lived every word of that George Strait song that's playing. You know the one, Amarillo by morning. You'll always be the queen in that rodeo crowd, whatever cowboy leaves dreaming about. They love the way you shine, give anything to hold you tight, but they know they'll never get that chance tonight. Hey cowgirl, hey cowgirl, is there someone alone still waiting for that call on the phone that ain't coming? 'Cause you're still running. You'll always be the queen in that rodeo crowd, whatever cowboy leaves dreaming about. They love the way you shine, give anything to hold you tight, but they know they'll never get that chance tonight. Hey cowgirl, you'll always be the queen in that rodeo crowd, whatever cowboy leaves dreaming about. They love the way you shine, give anything to hold you tight, but they know they'll never get that chance tonight. Hey cowgirl, I bet you got a long drive. Well, good luck and goodbye.
Dropping down 2 spots this week into our number 7 is J.R. Herrera Band with Tonight I Went to Church.
Alone in some little town, different dive, same old Wednesday crowd. There is sat at the end of the bar, gray hair loose, half-smoked cigar. He said, I felt what you're feeling right now, and I've seen the best all fall down. Tonight I went to church. From a life lived wrong I heard the word. That night he changed my mind. At the last place to learn wrong from right, I saw the devil and I saw the light. He looked at me, he asked for 2 more. He said, I've been through the best and I've lived through war. I pray for those affected and misled. I don't hurt others over thoughts in my head. Stories of lost pain and doing without, every lesson and every doubt. Tonight I went to church. From a life lived wrong I heard the word. That night he changed my mind. At the last place to learn wrong from right, I saw the devil and I saw the light. I listened as he talked, paid his tab and walked on out. Tonight I went to church. From a life lived wrong I heard the word. That night he changed my mind. At the last place to learn wrong from right, I saw the devil and I saw the light. I saw the devil and I saw the light.
Moving up 1 spot to the number 6 song of the week. Chuck Weimer with Take You Anywhere. And hey, hang out after the song and catch the interview.
I'm in my Ford and we're heading down the coastline, just having fun in that Carolina sunshine. Ain't got no worries cause we're out here on vacation, 10 in the back so we don't need reservations. Just getting started on our weekend in the sun, and it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Girl, we still got time to spare. we pull off of the highway, chill in the air and you slide on over my way. Bonfire's going as I'm finishing the campsite. Got a feeling this is gonna be a good night. Campers strolling in to join in on the fun, and it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Baby, we already know anywhere we wanna go. We don't have to plan, just get out on that road. Girl, we still got time to spare. East or west, yeah, I don't care. Come along and feel the wind blow through your hair. I'll take you anywhere. Break of dawn and it's quiet as a ghost town. Body spread out like the morning after Jonestown. Sneak away, don't wanna wake nobody up. 240's blowing as we take off in my truck. A stop for breakfast and we're back out on the run. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that was Chuck Weimer's new single, Take You Anywhere. And Chuck is on the phone with me. Chuck, what's going on?
Hey, Mark. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah, man. I thought it would be a good time for us to pull you in. Your number 6 song, moving up a spot this week on the TIRC, or the Texas Internet Radio chart. And congratulations on that with your freshman release, Take You Anywhere. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the song?
Yeah. Well, we just, when I was writing the song, I didn't really have COVID in mind. Everything was still wide open. But when it came time to getting ready to release, it was just one of those freedom songs. You know, you get out on the road and you're not stuck and locked up. And when we were deciding which one we were going to release first, this one was kind of like that song that really needed to be out there. So people feeling all stir crazy and everything, they can get at least a little bit of sense of relief in what they're listening to instead of just to stay home and all that.
Well, and you also you've also been making some climbs on the Texas Country Music Chart as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about where you're at there currently for this week and how that journey's been?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Really, I was just wanting to get some music out there, and the chart's kind of a bonus. Any of the charts are really a bonus. We're just really excited because we figured maybe 75 might be the cap out point, but we made it up to 63 this week, and 6 on the TIRC and 63 on the Texas Country Music Chart. We're bubbling just under on the T3R, so it's pretty wild. Freshman release, being able to get up there on the charts and all the names that are surrounding it. It's humbling.
Well, to be number 6 on the Texas Internet Radio chart, you're getting a lot of support from the internet stations, which, when you're coming into the scene, that's always such a nice thing to have. And we do thank all the stations for supporting the Texas music scene. But what would you say, releasing an album out to radio first time around, if you could speak to anybody out there in the audience that knows nothing about this or is thinking about doing it for the first time, any words of advice, or could you share a little bit about how that journey is?
Yeah, well, a lot of the things that I hear is, hey, all you need is that one person to find you, and, it's like a lightning strike. And that's not the case. It hasn't been the case as far as any of my study in the music industry and everything. It's hard work, and it takes work, and you have to reach out, and you have to build relationships with the different radio stations. You have to build relationships with the venues if you want to go play music out live. And, you have to build relationships with the fans too, because they have an opportunity to consume whatever they want. They don't have to listen to your music these days. They're not stuck on, these 40 songs are what you're going to hear. So, and the one thing that's true and will always be true is if you want to be on a radio station, there's only so many hours in a day. So in order for your song to be up there, somebody else's song has to come off. So we're just grateful that, they've decided to put my song on these radio stations, and I'm real grateful for all the stations that are interested in playing it.
You've got quite a team member there. I watch your marketing on Facebook, and you're really good about thanking the stations. I know they appreciate that. But the social media stuff that your wife, I wanted to send a shout out to your wife. She does a fantastic job helping you with everything. And man, that's got to be a blessing. When you got into this, did you realize there was so much administrative work?
I did, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted her to actually be a manager, not just my wife and supporting me. And she's taken on the role as a manager, so she's managing the whole operation from, finding merch to whatever she can't find, she makes, or whatever the case, whatever we need. And as far as reaching out to stations and making sure that I stay on task and, keeping me where I need to be, and also being my PR rep, making sure I don't say things that I ain't supposed to say, because I have a tendency to just, start saying things off the cuff, and it can get you in trouble. And you just gotta do the right thing, and you gotta say the right thing, and, maybe not cater it down or taper it down to, being politically correct, but just making sure that you're not losing your mind and just speaking your mind all the time, because the whole point is you want people to like what you're doing, and my political or personal or whatever beliefs, they don't need to hear that. They just want to hear the music, and that's what we want to give them. We don't want to cloud it up with other stuff. So she keeps me on track with that. She's a true manager to every sense of the business.
Yeah, man, it's amazing to have building a team and having a team is so important. I think a lot of people fall from the wayside. They think, well, I've got great music, so that's all I need. And there's so much more to it. So many pieces of the pie,
Yeah, and that's another thing that she's real good about is, I'll come up and I'll say, hey, this is a great song. Everybody says that this is a great song. And she'll be like, that's not a great song. You need to go back and sit down and put a little more thought into that one. So,
well, good, man. She's keeping you in check.
Yeah, she's honest about it. And that's one of those things that, again, for those artists that are coming out, find somebody who's honest. They can love you, but, you need somebody honest to tell you, hey, this might need a little bit of tuning, or maybe you need a bridge, or, I had a song that needed a chorus, and I went into the studio without a chorus, and I came out and it was, 1,000 times better.
Well, now your current single, it's got a lot of shelf life left from what I'm seeing here. What's coming up next for you? Do you have another single in the works? Are you going to release a radio? Are you doing digital? What's next for Chuck?
So this, for 2021, I've got 4 that are already planned out. They're already recorded and ready to go. And we're possibly going to do a 5th. We're thinking about that one pretty strongly, but we're going to go singles for 2021. We may decide to go for an EP in 2022, but for right now, it's going to be 2021 is going to be a year of singles for us. And the whole point, the idea behind that is I just want people to get the best of what I have to give and not have to sift through 12, 15 songs to try and find the one jam that they like. So I'm going to put all my focus into these songs, and these are the ones that are going to be released, and I'm not going to, marry them up with, a bunch of songs that I like, but probably aren't good enough to be singles. If you go and you look at my stuff, I want you to be able to find something that's good every time. And, we field test it a little bit with some family and friends of family. And then they tell us, I'm not really too into that song. So then we take that one out, and then we find the one that's the best. So I've got 4 that are planned out for next year. We're going to release them quarterly. And then 2022, we'll see what happens with that one.
Sounds like a good, solid plan. So, you have any shows you want to talk about? And please let people know where they can catch up with you and find you before we get out of here.
You can find me at chuckweimermusic.com or on any of the social media sites at Chuck Weimer Music. You can also stream the music on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Play. And, of course, you can call and request on radio stations. Just ask for Take You Anywhere by Chuck Weimer.
Fantastic, brother, and I appreciate you taking time to catch up with us, and congratulations on the number 6 spot this week on the Texas Internet Radio chart.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We will be talking to you. Yeah, man, we will be talking to you soon, my brother.
All right.
Have a good one. Well, thanks for tuning into the Texas Internet Radio Top 20 Countdown. The Texas Internet Radio chart and also the Top 20 Countdown are now looking for sponsors. We have spots for banner ads, advertisement spots available during the show. We also have founding sponsor spots available. And you can find out more about getting involved, whether you'd like to sponsor or support the chart or the Top 20 Countdown at www.texasinternetradiochart.com. Just go look over on the little section. You just click on the link that says Advertising and Sponsors. And we're also excited to announce that we are gearing up for the first annual Texas Internet Radio Chart Awards ceremony. And as soon as we get some more details on that, you know we'll share them with you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting Texas music. And thanks for everything you do for us in the Texas music scene. And we're back to continue the countdown this week at the number 5 spot, moving all the way up 10 spots. To claim number 5 this week is Mark Winston Kirk with She's My Whiskey.
Whiskey and wine, the sun's going down, that looks in her eyes. She's strong like a shot, as soft as a sip, but I live for her highs. Intoxicating, her kisses on mine. She's my whiskey and I'm her wine. Stoned on her kiss, on fire from her touch, and drawn to those lips. So blown away, bombed on her love, and a passionate bliss. The warmth of her body's got me feeling her highs. She's my whiskey and I'm her wine. She's a craveable crush, and she's a fireball buzz. She's the chills and the burn, she's the love and the lust. She's a leather and lace, salty sweet to the taste, so smooth and fine. She's my whiskey and I'm her wine. Tailgating waves, moon's on the water with a campfire blanket. Two hearts, one love, cool nights getting hotter, her legs are still shaking. I melt into the feeling when I hear her sigh.
Holding on to number 4 again, Mark Powell with his song Project.
I can tell by the way you're dressed, you got it made in the shade. And I guess you can tell by the way I smell, I'm not quite that way. So before you turn and walk away, I got an offer you can't reject. I need a home, and you need a project. You can tear down what little's left after she got through with me. Build me back up, turn this pile of dust in the man of your dreams. Brick by brick, stone by stone, I'll be your perfect wreck. I need a home, and you need a project. You say you got a soft spot for stray dogs. Well, honey, I'm bound to find a real soft couch to lay on, so this should all work out just fine. You'll have your work cut out for you if it's me you want to perfect. But I need a home, and you need a project. Now you can bet your grass it won't get mowed, and a house it won't stay clean. You'll have to lie to all your friends of the high society. Tell them I'm holding out for management, but honey, don't hold your breath. Well, I need a home, and you need a project. You say you got a soft spot for stray dogs. Well, honey, I'm bound to find a real soft couch to lay on, so this should all work out just fine. You'll have your work cut out for you if it's me you want to perfect. But I need a home, and you need a project. For stray dogs, well honey, I'm bound to find a real soft couch to lay on, so it should all work out just fine. You'll have your work cut out for you if it's me you want to perfect. But I need a home, and you need a project. Yeah, I need a home, and you need a project.
Dustin Sonyang holds the number 3 spot again with his song, Missing You, Mississippi.
You always said you wanted things that sparkle, and I could never buy a diamond ring. I guess cowboy boots and houses in the country never really were your kind of thing. You swore up and down you didn't want to leave me, but you had to go and find some brighter lights. I hope you know that I will always love you. Pray to God you'll find a better life. Just remember, you can get lost in Austin, lose your way in LA, go nowhere in New Orleans, same on San Francisco Bay. If you ever do get lonely, well, you know right where I'll be. Mississippi. I hear New York City gets cold in the winter. I know Chicago's sure to blow your mind. It hurts because I want so bad to hold you, and I know you feel the same from time to time. But if by chance you're ever down in Dallas, or find yourself sad in San Antonio, girl, you know I'll always leave a light on. Maybe pack your bags and come back home. 'Cause I know you can get lost in Boston, lose your faith in Santa Fe, go nowhere up in Nashville, waste your time on Tampa Bay. If you ever do get lonely, well, you know right where I'll be, all alone. Listen, you, Mississippi, I'm all alone. Listen, you, Mississippi.
Holding strong at number 2 again this week, Jake Bush with Gravity in You. This is a fantastic song. I know it's going to be number 1. I just know it. I just keep waiting for that week it happens. Jake, great job, my friend.
If you didn't hold me in my place, I swear I'd come untethered, like a feather float away, and drift along on any old wind, and a tangle in a tumble, and a circle in a spin. The only thing that keeps my feet on the ground, that keeps my world from winding up upside down, I'd be in the clouds or sitting on some bar stool. If you don't think I thank God, girl, I do, for gravity in you. I've been whiskey low a time or two, I've been high enough to reach right up and touch the howling moon. I can still rock and roll for what it's worth, but you catch me and you kiss me and you bring me back to earth. The only thing that keeps my feet on the ground, that keeps my world from winding up upside down, I'd be in the clouds or sitting on some bar stool. If you don't think I thank God, girl, I do, for gravity in you. Fill my place with all your things, tie me down with all your strings. Girl, I don't need wings when I've got you. The only thing that keeps my feet on the ground, that keeps my world from winding up upside down, I'd be in the clouds or sitting on some bar stool. If you don't think I thank God, girl, I do, for gravity in you.
Well, Mark Seppi here with Texas Internet Radio and the Texas Internet Radio Chart Top 20 Countdown, and the number one song this week belongs to the Chad Cook Band. And guess what? I've got Chad on the phone with me right now. He had a little time to spend with us. Chad, how are you doing?
Hey, Mark, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you calling in on very, very short notice and making time for the little guys over here at the Texas Internet Radio Chart. We appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, it worked out great. I'm at home this week, so yeah, man, thanks for making time for me.
Yeah, and congratulations. Cowboys Cowgirl is number one on the Texas Internet Radio Chart this week. And in addition to that, you guys have had a really, really big, last week was a really big week for you. Took home the new band of the year at the T3R Awards, huh?
We were. Yeah, that was very exciting. It was our second year in a row to be nominated. This year we had two nominations. We were up for the new song of the year with our song called Whatever It Takes, which actually was our first single we put out on radio. And then new band of the year, which we ended up taking the win home for that one. So it was pretty exciting. It was a pretty exciting week, and like you said, we got a number one on the regional radio report, and then the Texas chart on the Internet Radio Chart right after that. So it was a great week last week.
Well, I know this is the first time that you and I, we haven't had the pleasure that I can remember of getting to meet in person, and this is our first interview together. And I know that there may be some of the listeners that tune into, the station or any of the other stations that might not know a whole lot about your story and where you came from. And I do like to get a little bit behind just the music and the song on these interviews. Could you tell us a little bit about where it all started, how it all began, maybe some of the struggles you went through, just the stuff that you normally wouldn't talk about necessarily on a radio interview? I kind of like to cover that stuff. So whatever you're willing to share, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate the question. Man, I've been doing this before Chad Cook Band. Me and my wife now. We were just dating at the time, but we lived in Nashville. We moved to Nashville and lived there for 4 years. And then we moved back to Texas. I'm originally from a small town of Palestine, a little town called Natchez, right outside of Palestine, Texas. And after we went to Nashville, I graduated and graduated high school and got some odd-end jobs, started playing in local bars around Tyler and stuff, and then decided to move to Nashville, moved back to Texas in 2012, started working in the oil field, and then playing music whenever I was off. Working in the oil field, you don't get a lot of weekends off. So when I was off, some other oil field buddies played some music, so we got together and started playing in some local bars around the Victoria, Texas area. That's where I was working. And I moved to Houston in 2014. The price of oil crashed and went down, and they shut the gates over at the oil field company I was working for. And I moved to Houston to find work, and me and my then fiance, her name's Allie, and she's been there with me through all this, Nashville, the oil field, everything. And we moved to Houston, and I met our guitar player, whose name is Dallas McGilberg. I met him. And then through him, he introduced me to our drummer Mikey, and through Mikey we met our bass player Kevin, and so we've been a 4-unit band for since 2015, so 5 years now. So we have a lot of bands that's hard to find guys that stick in one band, but I've been fortunate and lucky enough to have the same group of guys that have been through this with me from the very beginning, from the start of Chad, what is known as Chad Cook Band. There's a lot of meaning behind the word band in that, because my guys, I was talking to you earlier about before we started our interview about our bass player. He does all of our marketing stuff and our social media stuff, which he's really good at it. And everybody has their own input and say in this band just as much as I do, and I think it's made us a tighter band, and we all songwrite, we all sing, and it couldn't, so 5 years later, here we are. We just got our third number one on Texas radio, and things are looking promising, and I thank God and my lucky stars for everything so far.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a blessing and a great story for anybody aspiring to become an artist. And also, starting a band is, whoo, man, I've been there. Plenty of times, man. It's, and I hate to use this term because you get lucky sometimes. You find some really great, and I've had some really great band members in the past too. But you're right, man. It's hard to keep them loyal, and it's like herding cats with a wet rope sometimes.
Oh man, yeah, to say the least. It's and before I had these guys, when I was in Nashville, I went through different band members, and I think the hardest part, I think, is finding guys that you can be on the road with for so long. I spend more time with those guys than I do my own family, and it's a difficult thing to do, but you have to just know how to handle each other, and I got lucky. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, these guys, we're all kind of cut from the same mold. We have the strong family roots and background and our morals and just things that but we all like to have fun. I joke with these guys and they joke back, and we have a great time. We try not to take each other too seriously, but like you said, finding guys that to stick around, and it's a crazy business, and it takes crazy people to do it. I think we're all a little crazy. It's not, we get crazier every day. It's the longer we're in it.
I'll agree with that and amen to that. That's a true statement there. One other question that I did have for you, you've been doing this for a while, and your story's great. I mean, I've met a few artists that came from the oil field background that were, musicians, but man, the oil field money was fantastic when it was booming, and a lot of them lost everything, and they just took the dive. I guess when that happened, some of them were blessed enough to have either financial backing or a little money saved, and they were like, look, I'm going to do this. And some of them have done really well for themselves, and I'm glad to hear that your story is one of those success stories. My question would be, though, if you had to tell a brand new artist that thought that they wanted to become a professional singer, songwriter, recording artist, Texas country music artist, what advice would you give them to start their journey and to do it the right way?
Man, that's a great question. I would say, if I could go back to my younger self, I know when I first started, and I wasn't really even taking it very seriously at the time. I think that's probably what I would ask myself, if you really want to do this, because and my answer would have been yes at the time, and it still would have been yes. But there's a lot of sacrifices that go into it, especially the more you start getting other people involved. And yeah, buddy, I'll be right there. My 2-year-old, he's in the background. He's like, I want to butt in, and he's got his own advice for me. Oh no, man, I love that. I don't edit out stuff like that, man, because that's what makes an interview real. Oh yeah, no, family's my life, and that's first, man. Family first, Yeah. And but I would just say to that younger guy, just keep at it, don't stop. We opened up a show for Marshall Tucker Band. And Doug, the lead singer, right before he got on stage, we walked off, and he came up, and I've never met him before, and we were super excited to be playing a show with those guys. And he said, man, he goes, y'all sounded great, and I was like, man, thanks. It's an honor to open for you. And he said, I want to give you a word of advice. And I said, okay, what's that? And he just looked at me and he said, never quit. And that's it. That's all he said. And then he walked off and went on stage and played a show. And those guys have been playing, obviously Marshall Tucker Band for, since, way before I was even born. He's still out there doing it every night. And that's really what it is, man. It doesn't matter if it's music or whatever it is. Anything in life that you love, that you have passion for, it's very easy, especially through the hard times. There's going to be a lot more of those than our good times. But just not quitting, especially if it's something that you love to do. So, and I know there's been plenty of times it's crossed all of our minds at some point, but I would tell that young cat, just go ahead and, if you love it, do it, and never stop in one form or another. Just keep pushing. I appreciate you taking time to answer that. We get a lot of new and upcoming artists that actually tune into the station, listen to the countdown and stuff, and they always love that part of the interview where they can take something out of it. It might just be that little bit of encouragement they need to push them over, the edge and get them moving forward. And we're blessed to have a very, very competitive music scene with a lot of great artists. So again, thank you so much for your time. Before we get out of here and we play the number one song of the week, your song, Cowboys Cowgirl, can you tell the listening audience where they can get a hold of you guys, how they can find you? Any big shows you have coming up, anything you want to share with us before we go? Yeah, you can find us at Chad Cook Band, COOKE. ChadCookBand.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram. You can listen to our music anywhere and everywhere you stream music. Just at the end of the day, give it a good old-fashioned Google. If you can't find it anywhere else, you'll find it there. And, our tour schedule is looking pretty, we're picking back up, obviously, because of COVID. Things have been, over the past 6 or 7 months, they've been canceled, but things are slowly starting to open back up. So we do have a pretty full schedule. We're fully, every weekend pretty much between now and January. And we're starting to book 2021 right now. So we're going full steam ahead for the rest of the year and into 2021. We're very excited about what the future holds. So y'all get out there and love to meet y'all. Come say hi to us.
Well, Chad, thank you so much for your time. And hey, y'all, without further ado, here's your number one song of the week by the Chad Cook Band, Cowboys Cowgirl.
If you want to be this old boy's whole world, tell me that you'll be this cowboy's cowgirl. We've been feeling sparks for a while now. We've been hanging right on the edge of this. We should light it up before it burns out. This is one thing you don't want to miss. Let me shoot you straight, lay it all out the only way I know how. If you want to be that last call slow dance, I can be the hand that spins you round. If you want to chase that red dirt sunset, baby, say the word, we can run it down. Wide open, sky open, throwing that lasso around my heart. If you want to be this old boy's whole world, tell me that you'll be this cowboy's cowgirl. We can hit the road, never look back. We can run off with the rodeo. You can be the nail where I hang my hat, the turquoise marble in my bolo. If you wanna be that last call slow dance, I can be the hand that spins you round. If you wanna chase that red dirt sunset, baby, say the word, we can run it down. Wide open, sky open, throwing that lasso around my heart. If you wanna be this old boy's whole world, tell me that you'll be this cowboy's cowgirl. Wide open, sky open, throwing that lasso around my heart. I'm hoping this is going on to forever and it's just the start. If you wanna be that last call slow dance, I can be the hand that spins you round. If you wanna chase that red dirt sunset, baby, say the word, we can run it down. Wide open, sky open, throwing that lasso around my heart. If you wanna be this old boy's whole world, tell me that you'll be this cowboy's cowgirl. Will you be this old boy's whole world? Tell me that you'll be this cowboy's cowgirl. Hey!
Well, that brings us to the end of the Texas Internet Radio Week 43 Top 20 Countdown. We'd like to thank our station panel, Big Texas Radio, True Texas Radio, Real Texas Radio, Texas Homegrown Radio, KTRR Texas Red Hot Radio, Texas 46 Radio, Texas Country.live, Texas Internet Radio, Comma Americana, Texas Radio 1, Rebecca Creek Radio, Texas Select Radio, Fun Indie Radio, Troubadour Country Radio, and Uvalde Radio. Catch us next week for the countdown. And hey, you can always catch the countdown on Wednesdays, 7 to 9 p.m. on Fun Indie Radio, on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Texas Radio 1, then at noon on Uvalde Radio on Saturdays. We'd also like to thank Nextcast Internet Radio Automation Software and Stream Monitor, our chart sponsors. We'll catch you next week. Y'all take care and have a good one.